are you comparing your finances to people God never asked you to follow? You're scrolling through your Instagram, your TikTok, and even walking through your neighborhood, and suddenly you feel like you're behind. What? You see these beautiful homes, the brand new SUVs, the perfectly curated vacations, and that little voice creeps in. What are you doing wrong? But here's the question I want you to sit with today. What are you doing with your finances? Are you actually managing what God gave you, or are you trying to keep up with the couple down the street? Because here's what you don't know. You don't see is they might be in serious debt. They may be arguing about money every night behind closed doors. You're comparing your reality with their highlight reels, and it's slowly draining your peace, your purpose, and your progress. Comparison is not just unhelpful, it's dangerous. It makes you feel like you're failing, when in reality, you're just following a different path. God has a specific assignment for you, including how you manage your money. When you compare, here's what happens. You start overspending to keep up. You doubt God's provision in your life. Your financial decisions are based on pressure, not purpose. But let me tell you something that may sting a little or a lot. You cannot live by God's word and the world's expectation at the same time. So here's some real questions I'm going to ask you. Are you giving God your first fruit or leftovers? Who gave God leftovers in the Bible? First leftover? Cain. Are you building a budget prayerfully or just hoping that everything will work out, digging your head in the sand? Are you living for God or living for likes? Because God doesn't bless comparison. He blesses obedience. Let's look at what the Bible actually says about money and money management. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 9 and 10 says, honor the Lord with your wealth, with your first fruit of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflow, and your vats will brim over with new wine. That's a promise, but it comes after obedience. If you want to experience financial peace, you have to put God first, not second, not after Amazon, not after the mall. First, guys. Too many Christians are praying for overflow while living off leftovers. That's not honor. That's a habit that needs to be broken. And I'm here today to help you break it. So make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and share it with someone that you know may need it. Now listen to this practical wisdom from Jesus. Luke chapter 14 verses 28 says, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? That's called budgeting, guys. That's Jesus telling you to plan ahead and be wise. God gives us wisdom, not so we can ignore it, but so we can use it. Let's use wisdom. It's not about being rich, but hey, it's okay if you are rich. That means that's a blessing from heaven. It's about being responsible. Now, let's have a real conversation, guys. And I say this with love, but it needs to be said. Some Christians get upset when they see the Jewish people excelling in business, building wealth, and leaving legacies. And I hear it all the time. Why are they so successful? Why are they so blessed? We love the Jewish people, but we know they're blessed. Well, let me tell you why. Why are the Jewish people so blessed? They follow biblical principles. They tithe faithfully. They teach financial literacy to their children. They live disciplined. They build generational wealth, not to show off, but to sustain their families. So before you envy the results, you need to ask, Am I willing to follow the process? You can't walk in blessing of God if you ignore the principle of God. Start taking responsibility for the life you're called to steward. You're not too late. You're not too broken, but you do have to begin. Let's break this down even further. Financial breakthrough is spiritual. It is spiritual, guys, but also it's practical. Here are 4 things you will need to do. Make sure you follow this advice. Here's what you need to do. Give God your first fruit, not your leftover, not your maybe, not your if I can, your first fruit. Making honoring God with money is non-negotiable. Create a budget, not something in your head. Write it down, pray over it, and adjust it monthly, but also make sure that you're current with it. Check it. If you have to update it, that's fine. But make sure that you're diligent in checking it every month. Create that budget, guys. Surround yourself, and this is so crucial. Surround yourself with people who walk in wisdom. Stop hanging around people who are always saying, nothing ever works out for me. That mindset will eventually rub off on you. You need to stay away from said people. And sometimes it's family members. And I'm not saying that you don't contact them. You pray for them, but you keep your distance because you don't want that in your atmosphere. You will lose your blessing and you will be just like them in the woe is me. I'm the victim. There I go. You need voices in your life that says, you know what? Let's build. Let's save. Let's honor God with our money. Let's teach our kids to do better. And they will. If your circle complains more than they plan, it's time for a new circle, guys. Now, maybe you're watching this and thinking, Marisol, I wish I heard this 10 years ago. Or maybe you're already in debt. You're overwhelmed and you feel ashamed. Can I encourage you? God is not here to condemn you. He's here to equip you. Shame says you'll never get it together. But God says, walk with me and I will teach you. His word is strategy. His spirit is comfort. And his wisdom will rebuild what your past decisions broke down. You don't have to be perfect to begin. You just have to be willing. Hear me? You have to be willing to begin. So today, stop comparing, stop wishing for someone else's life, and stop envying people God never called you to copy. And start honoring God with what he already has given you. Start giving, start budgeting, start building. Because when you give God your first, he will bless the rest. I promise you that. You will see that. And make sure that you put in the comments below, I'm blessed. Oh, I'm giving God the first fruit. And you make sure you follow through. Don't listen to naysayers and stop envying others. And remember, we are the children of God and we are blessed by the best. So I will see you on my next one. Make sure that you like this. Make sure you subscribe. And I will see you on my next one, guys. Be blessed.